All right, this is the last message for today because your girl needs to rest. I've had in the past couple of months, I feel like a lot of you guys in the last couple of months, with me even wanting to mention this, a lot has been going on. And some of you probably need to rest too. It's like, do the work, but also make sure you rest as well. Um, Between in the past 2 months, I've had to bury someone. I've had to celebrate my aunt's 100th birthday, um, which is a blessing to see someone in the family. I mean, I've had other elders that have reached 100. This is probably the third one that I know personally, um, and have gotten to know that has reached 100. So that is a blessing. Some of you could be celebrating a milestone too with me mentioning that. Congratulations. Um, but there's a need for rest, okay? Because what we're realizing is the seasons are changing. We're not going to have as much energy or feel like we don't have as much energy because a lot of people get seasonal depression, and when it's time for the fall, the winter, we don't get as much sun. So it's like a need for you to get as much sun as possible. Um, Take care of your health. I'm seeing like that vitamin 3, the vitamin D3 and what? K2. For some of you guys, some of you need to eat more greens. Some of you guys need to think of the colors for each season and correlate that with your food, right? When you think of fall, you think of orange, you think of red, you think of green, right? You think of brown. Eat those types of foods with those colors. You think of purple, right? So red cabbage or eggplants or red apples, green apples, oranges, carrots, um, I'm seeing beets. Ugh, there's somebody that needs to eat some beets, okay? Um, you won't get me to eat no beets, but I do drink drinks that have like beets and stuff in it. Some of you need to eat more kale, spinach, things like that. There's a need to boost your immune system at this time. People are getting sick. Um, Somebody needs to go out in the sun. I keep seeing the sun. Some of you definitely need to go sit out in the sun. You need to get fresh air. You need to be in nature at this time. Um, but with that said, grapes. I'm hearing lay off the peppermints or some type of minty type candy. It's messing with your teeth. Go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor, get your annual checkups and visits in order. Dentist. An eye doctor. Castor oil. Ray something. I'm hearing somebody complain about their eyes. You have like Ray-Bans or something that you need to put on. And then you go sit out in the sun. Stop making excuses. Put some sunglasses on. Something's hurting somebody. You may need to soak in the tub with like magnesium flakes. I'm seeing like some white flakes being put in a tub, and the only thing I could think of to correlate that with like pain and stuff is magnesium. So whoever that's for, okay? Some of you actually need to release yourselves in adult ways. We're not getting into that, but that is for somebody, and your best bet is to do it yourself. This way you're not binding yourself to someone and having soul ties. It's better to do it by yourself. Okay. For some of you guys, there is a need for you to make a decision on something. You know you need to let something go. Okay? And you have to have the courage to walk away from this thing. You had it heavy on your mind. It's something from the past. You've had ancestors trying to communicate to you about this situation that has been blocking you. You have male ancestors here trying to forewarn you about a situation that is going to cause blockages in your life. You know there's a need to let something go. It's like you've had these thoughts in your head already. This is confirmation for you. It's like you've already had these thoughts in your head. You've already known that this negative person, there's a negative energy, whether it's a person, place, or thing. You know it's causing blockages in your life. It's time to let it go. You may be afraid to let it go with this courage here, but you need to let it go. Some of you may need to physically communicate. Like, it's like God is waiting on you to say that prayer. And we all know that prayer that nobody ever wants to pray, because I promise you that is the fastest answer. You will get the fastest answer. I promise you. You've probably prayed for so many things, like hitting the lotto, getting some money, and it came in real slow. But I promise you, the fastest prayer that works is that prayer of you asking God to remove anything that is unaligned with you. You will break up with somebody so fast that ain't for you. Y'all will get in an argument that day, that night, 20 minutes after you done said that prayer and you cried your eyes out and said, God, take away everything that is unaligned with me. You will get fired from that job. God will find a way to remove it out your life. And that's why people don't like to say that prayer. And I promise you, from experience, I'm only talking from experience, I've said that prayer and people have ghosted me. Literally was talking to them the other day, like crickets, because they're not aligned with you. They ain't for you. That job ain't for you. You need to communicate, and you scared to, because it's something from your past that you still holding on to, that you want it, but it doesn't mean it's for you. Just because you want something doesn't mean it's for you. And you need to sit there and have the courage to let this thing go. You're looking to make a decision on something, and you're wondering if your spirit guides got you, if your ancestors have your back. They do. They are going to always support you, especially when you're doing the right thing. You honestly have to ask for their help and their assistance, but you have to remember, you need to be asking for your ancestors that are high spiritual ranking, that actually specialize in what you're asking for. You can't ask your broke auntie and your broke grandma that never had nothing in life to help you with your finances. You need to be talking to your unknown ancestors that specialize in financing, that specialize in investing, good investments, that made good investments, that had their priorities straight and in order. That's who you need to be calling upon. And some of them you might not know. That's why I said you need to be calling upon your known and unknown ancestors that specialize in whatever it is that you need help in. Call on them, because they're the only ones that can help you. Your crackhead uncle can't help you. Okay? He could teach you how to sit there and scam some money and get some money real quick to buy something that you ain't supposed to be buying. He specializes in that. Okay? You know you got some ancestors that specialize. They put that work in beating people's behinds. So guess what? Spiritually, they're going to help you with spiritual warfare. Those the ancestors that you call upon. You gotta know who to call on. Okay? But if you have trouble with making this decision, you need to call on God, Allah, Yahweh, whatever you believe in. Higher powers here. Highly spiritual ranking. Benevolent. Okay? Make sure you know who you're calling on that's going to help you and assist you. Because there's something that you know that you need to let go of. And you need to communicate this with them. Ask for their help. You need to pray about it, okay, so that you could get on this frequency of love. I feel like that is going to be the theme for the rest of the year. Everybody really vibing on the frequency of love, because if you want to see change in your life, you're going to have to vibe on the highest frequency. For some of you, there is a message coming through, too, of you really standing in your power when something comes to tempt you. Because I feel like something's going to come and tempt you, too. This negative thing is going to come and tempt you, and you're going to have to say no to it. You're going to have the strength.